Can you just talk about the therapist training at IVAC, what makes it so excellent and why so many people are praising it so highly?
Well, it all started from the point when I wanted to do an Ayurveda center in '92. When I came back to India, I wanted to associate with few people because I had no idea of an Ayurveda therapist, what he does or how he does and what needs to be done. So I tried a few therapists here and there from different parts, and I did not like any of those because the way they did the massages or gave the therapies, there were a lot of ingredients missing, and especially the movement of the hands or the strokes were not anatomical and physiological. And me being a doctor, and I put together various Ayurveda doctors, and I asked them, what is this Ayurveda, Abhyanga and all seeking to accomplish? So I got that all written down. Okay, this is what it says in Ayurveda. And I extrapolated those ideas into modern proper anatomical and physiological senses like marma points and various strokes on different places, how it should be and all. Then finally, I was a good student of anatomy and physiology, and having worked in an operating theater for so long, I had a very good idea of how to design an event flow, and I was also good in various things like designing, construction, carpentry, various other masonry. All this information was there. So it was not just the therapist training; it was also creating an environment where the therapist can work in the most suitable atmosphere and perform the best. So it is not just developing a stroke. So there is a whole information they have to have, and a whole environment has to be created. So as a first step, I said, okay, most of the time the therapists may be stressed out because they have to take care of this, take care of that, the food, taking care of the body and all those things. So what I did was I started giving them the accommodation, which is furnished. I gave them the food, gave them a uniform. All those mundane difficulties were taken away from them. Then they were so concentrated and ready to devote, and they were very sweet people. So then we started developing the various strokes in a correct manner, and all the touching of the marma points and all. So it took us almost 4 years just to come to a final point. And after that, we started recruiting people, young people between the ages of 18 and 25, I would say. They're high school graduates or maybe 1 or 2 years into the college. And they were the perfect ones because when we started training them, they learned it so quickly and they started doing so well. The reviews were raving reviews I started getting. And then we continued to train them, and we started improving more and more and more and more, and now we have a very systematic way of training therapists for 1 year. And recently I introduced 2 more ingredients to it to complete it, which is during the 1 year program, there is an equivalent of 2 months of yoga training, which is spread over the 1 year, and also 2 months of Ayurveda cooking, which is also spread over 1 year. So at the end of 1 year, a therapist is completely able to perform all the Ayurvedic treatments as prescribed by the doctors, and also has a level of yoga instructor training, and also basic Ayurveda cooking with a basic understanding of the doshas. So this is my training, and over the years, the last 11 years, IVAC has been in operation. The rating of my therapists is excellent 98% of the time, and other 2% it is good. So very rarely I hear any bad comments or negative comments. Once in a while I do, because there have been instances where, of course, the therapists are human beings. There are some, we will immediately fix it. But to get such a good rating, and we were the first one to develop a systematic therapist training program. And even today, our therapists are so sought after, and they get poached immediately, and many of them have gone abroad to various countries, and I keep getting letters and emails from them. They're so happy because they were at IVAC and they learned therapy program, and they're very successful in their life, and that makes me feel so good in my heart.